Hello, welcome. Welcome to the beginning of the next season, the next chapter. And at this time of moving into spring, and I know there are other cultures that call it different things, and Erica will speak to that a bit. But as we come into this blossoming time, coming out of our winter hibernation, for those of us who've had more of a winter, and even just this energy on the planet of so much happening, we are really grateful to be here for this Women's and Mama's Health Reset journey together, an opportunity to really ground into ourselves, resource and replenish, and find our center here, and really find the way that we can really be in navigating all that's happening in the world and in our lives, and all that we want to give our energy to, be it children or projects or creation or gardens or whatever that is, from a real place of feeling deeply supported on a cellular and emotional level. And so that's what we are doing here, is like shifting into this next season with an opportunity to really replenish and nourish ourselves. So we're going to go more deeply into setting intentions around that. And for now, I just want to welcome everyone to come in and start with our breath together. Very often, I know for myself, there's a lot going on, and a lot in my mind, a lot happening in my body. And we have this opportunity just in this moment, right here, right now, to let some of that busyness go, to allow ourselves to connect deeply with ourselves and breath and spirit and the earth. So I want to invite you to close your eyes and start to feel your breath and feel your body. Feel your root coming down from your perineum, from your yoni into the earth, like you are rooting down like a tree into the earth. And allow your breath with each exhalation to soften and let anything that wants to be released from any tension in your body or your mind or any busyness to just flow down and settle and ground in here. Notice if there's any tension around your head. So much that we're doing and thinking all the time, and just see if you can let some of that tension just flow down your body, all the way down back into the earth. And as you inhale, bringing up earth energy from the earth to fill you with pure golden light, up from your perineum, up into your solar plexus and your heart, into your head and up through the crown, and just really feeling yourself filling like a golden ball. And exhaling and softly, gently releasing again, letting everything soften and come into stillness at the end of your out breath, just holding there in stillness. And inhaling and filling again from the earth, feeling the earth nourishing us, giving to us all the time. Let yourself be filled, receiving this energy. Out beyond your physical body into your energy body, and exhaling and softening and allowing that to come back all the way as you exhale into some stillness at the very end. And one more time on your own. And I want to invite you to notice if there's any parts of your body that want to move. You can keep your eyes closed so you keep your attention inside. And just start to stretch, feel your body, maybe your arms, your neck, your legs, whatever feels like it wants to move, and allow that breath to enter into wherever it's needed. Maybe it's through your rib cage and you're shoulders, or making a little circle in your seat to wake up your spine. Allow your jaw to relax and open. Let that flow take you for one more minute. Just you and your body. You can bring your hands onto your body, give yourself some love and some squeezes. Thank you. Thanking yourself for all you be and do every day. Maybe some soft caresses to your face. Holding yourself in the tender places. Feeling yourself in your places of power. Bringing your hands to your womb center. And just for these last breaths, breathe in and out through your yoni. So letting this life force energy come in and out and opening up through your whole pelvis, allowing this area to be filled with life and chi energy. And if it feels good for you, this is a couple of vocal, allowing some sound to come with your exhalation. And however you feel moved, 3 more breaths on your own, wherever it feels good, however it feels good, either in stillness or in movement. And I'm going to play this bowl as you breathe. Beautiful. Thank you for taking the time for yourself to drop in. So, I don't even know if I introduced myself, but my name is Leah, and I'm one of the facilitators here for our Women's and Mamas group. And you may already know this, you may have seen this, but I am an acupuncturist and a massage and craniosacral therapist, and I will be offering Qigong and energetic practices throughout our journey here. And I am a woman. I'm a mother of a 5-year-old, and I am almost 35 weeks pregnant. And so that will be, that's something that connects with everyone who's here, being a woman, already being a mom, and being in the journey toward being a mom. So, and more of my journey about, fertility and conception is something that I'm happy to share with people, because I'll be 46 and have done it both naturally and with IVF. So really love to offer support for women who are in that journey and that desire. And for now, I'm going to pass the mic over to my dear friend Erica, dear sister over in Hawaii. And so grateful to be in the journey with you of life, and to be co-creating here together. So I want to invite you to bring in all of your magic here right now. Not all of it, some of it,
but Beautiful. Well, thank you, Leah, for that introduction and opening of our time together in this reset as women and mothers. It's really my honor and joy to be here, knowing how deeply this has supported me in my life to direct my energy intentionally from that place of nourishment rather than depletion. And so I want to invite all of the women joining us live and who will be catching the recording with us to just sink into this energy of spring and the equinox that we find ourselves on right here in this very early morning time. And just as those deep breaths are settling in your body, start to connect in with that energy that we see reflected all around us in nature right now. There is the rising of new shoots out of the ground. There's the rising of new buds of leaves on the trees and buds of flowers forming. There is the increase in light in the day. There is the increase in warmth and temperature. There is this energy of change, which we know is the universal force that is ever flowing. And this gives us an opportunity to really synchronize, and that energy of change is something we can harness in ourselves. So it's an opportunity to really take that deeper introspection. We're coming out of the winter, which is really a time of deep introspection, and have those self inquiries and assessments and look at what wants to change in my being. You know, how do I want to feel different in my energy, in my consciousness, in my body? How do I want my day to look different? What practices would I like to bring in that can support me in a new and different way? Because what we're holding in this container is this powerful energy of transformation. And we're holding it in this sacred space as women. We're going to be offering tools and support. You have your nutrition, which is going to be amazing foundational help. So you're going to be transforming from the inside out. But this is also a time when, given this opportunity, we can choose to create change in our life. We can link in with the many different offerings and support resources that are going to be given. So we're going to be helping you with mind, body, spirit, well-being tools and practices that can really foster sort of a new way of operating in the world and feeling in yourself during this time. And I know I was just part of a really beautiful hula ceremony here in Hawaii yesterday, and it was honoring this change of the season and the equinox, and in relation to some of the different guiding forces that we experience in our island here. And one of the pieces that stood out for me, which I'm inspired to share here, is that it's a time to rise as women. It's a time for us to really stand empowered and embodied and know the role that we are playing in our families, in our communities, and to really see if we are aware and acknowledging that the world is at a time that is begging for change, and there's this collective experience going on, we can take part in that in a personal level, really being part of that greater collective change by just being super intentional about how we're living our lives and what we're showing up for and the way we're forwarding our energy in the world. And that it's so meaningful in this moment in time and in the season and in the global reality to really stand strong in how we are choosing to be and how we are choosing to direct our energy in our lives. And not to mistake that there is tremendous strength in the nature of a woman having softness, having tenderness, experiencing and allowing vulnerability, and really being able to speak to her own needs and embody those self-care practices that support us to be fully nourished and fortified in our roles as leaders and as mothers and women. And so I just wanted to reflect that, because I think we're changing the paradigm of what strength looks like. And what we have here is the perfect resources and community and support to help us be embodied in our role from that place of total well-being, right? So that we can serve, we can show up from that full cup instead of that empty cup. So I just wanted to invite you once again to take a few moments here in the beginning of your 30-day reset. And wherever you are, it's okay if you're beginning with this week, next month, but grab a journal. Or maybe if you're not someone who loves to write, maybe it's art, but find a way to have an intentional time with yourself to drop in around What is it that I want to experience in this time? What is it that is meaningful for me? How do I want to show up in care of myself and then in care of others in service? And really take some, intentional time to maybe lay that out in ways that can be reflective for you. Writing out some of your goals, some of your visions, some of the practices you would like to have. Maybe there's visual reminders with art, maybe it's a vision board, something that you can have representative in front of you throughout this journey that can help guide you back to your original intentions for healing and transformation during our time together. So I just wanted to bring in those awarenesses and synchronicities with spring and change and this powerful time of the equinox. Thank you, Leah. I'm going to turn it back to you to guide the next pieces here.
Beautiful. Thank you, Erica. Yeah. What a beautiful invitation as a way to start and mark and be in self-ritual. And so coming to some more of the nuts and bolts of, beyond or in addition to the intention setting and the energetic, what we're stepping into and that time of ritual. The other ritual we're doing is a practice of how we're engaging with this group and how we're engaging with the 30-day program and protocol. And so first of all, I'm going to speak to how to engage with the group and the offerings that we will be sharing. So we are having a Mighty Networks group. And so within this Mighty Networks group, there are actually a lot of offerings that we as a whole wider community have been adding into that group for many months now. And so you have access to not only us and the women's and mamas facilitators, but also a wide range of recipes and different energetic practices and workouts and recipes, and sound healing and so many aspects. And we will have a topic within that just for Nourish, for the Women's and Mama's Health Reset. And within there will be more of the offerings that are specific for this group, but you will have access to a wide range. So make sure that if you haven't already been added to this Mighty Networks group, reach out to the person who invited you here and they will send you the link so that you can join it. We're also going to have a WhatsApp thread. So if you haven't been added to that, ask the person who invited you to add you, and we will make announcements in that thread for when we post offerings. And also if questions come up and that you need support with, you can put them into that thread. We'll put recordings in there as well. Okay, and so we will have an opportunity to connect as a community, and we will have a few community calls throughout this time together for people to come with any questions that you may have, or you always can reach out to the person who is supporting you more individually, and they can walk you through anything. If you have any detox symptoms arising, if you're like, oh, something's going on, I have a headache or my digestion has changed, know that those are normal, but reach out anytime if you're feeling a little concerned, so that you just have someone to check in with, and pretty much probably anything that you experience is going to be a normal part of your body releasing the toxins and starting to shift on a cellular level. So what's going to create that shift is the products that you've ordered. And so I'm going to go through, Erica, should I move forward with sharing this part? Okay, so I'm going to go through how to get started with the actual products that you have. So if you already have your box in front of you, you can go get it and open it up. And if you don't and you want to just take notes, you can do that too. So the components that we have are the super aminos 23. You have your power shake and or super meal, which are the shakes. You have your biomedic, you have apothecary, and then you have super cleanser. And some of you got add-on products, and you can talk with the person who advised you on that about how to use the add-on products. I'm just going to go through the basics right now. And so there's different pathways. The simple schedule is one that you will do the same thing pretty much for the entire 30 days. You'll have the same daily schedule. And this is something that for people who don't want to do a deeper cleanse, but want to really just have something that's easy and that you can still have a full dinner with your family, let's say, or if you have a busy life and it's too much to think about doing a deeper cleanse, this will be the most simple way to go ahead and step in and just have one schedule you're doing for the entire 30 days. I'll come back to that in a moment. The second pathway is what's called the accelerated. And this is if you do want to do a deeper cleanse, you're going to have 10 days in the middle where you're really diving in, going deeper with all of the products and going a lot lighter on the foods that you're eating, just with fruits and vegetables. So really giving your body a more immersive time to minimize other food and really do a deeper cleansing. And then the third pathway is intermittent fasting. So if this is something that you already do in your life or that you've been interested in trying as a schedule, then there is a schedule. All of these are laid out in your lifestyle guide. Okay. And so for the simple schedule, again, you can open up your lifestyle guide. It's probably easier to have both a visual and a verbal, but I'm just going to speak to the first time period here. For everybody, you're going to start with aminos as the first thing you do in the day. And so we recommend doing this on an empty stomach or with lemon water or with herbal tea. And if that doesn't feel good for some reason on your stomach, you can have some fruit with it. So starting with 5 aminos. If you're someone who has a more athletic lifestyle and you're about to go do a workout, then you can do 10 in the morning to help give you more energy for your workout. And if you are an athlete, then speak with the person who is supporting you, because you may want to also add in some of the athlete's products to help give you more energy to continue with having an athletic lifestyle throughout the 30 days. So aminos is the first thing, and then you're going to wait for a little while for those to digest. Usually it's about 25 minutes. You can wait until you're hungry and have your first shake. And then with your first shake, you can either have just the power shake or you can do a blend of power shake and super meal. Super meal is more higher protein and more immune boosting. And the power shake is micronutrient dense. It's like lighter, it's a little more cleansing. It is super powerful, packed. It's like your daily multivitamin. So you can do any combination of one at a time or the 2 of those combined. And you would use the same serving amount of 5.5 tablespoons. With that, you're going to have your first biometic. So start with 1 biometic at the beginning, and you'll have 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. You're going to increase that to 2 and 2, but for the beginning, just start with 1. So that means in the morning, you're having aminos, shake, and biometic. Nobody start with super cleanser. If you are doing super cleanser, and this is only for women who are not nursing or pregnant, then the super cleanser is going to come in later. And that's at different times, depending which schedule you're doing. But for now, you have that as your beginning. For the people who are doing the simple schedule, you're going to do the same thing in the midday, aminos, shake. You can do your second biometic, or I recommend having the second biometic in the evening with your evening meal. And then you're going to have apothecary before bed. So that's about a half an hour before bed. The apothecary does have naturally occurring melatonin, so it can help you to sleep more deeply. You can also start your day with a bit of the apothecary, and it will help your kidneys to flush. So you can have some apothecary and water mixed together. Okay, and so for the simple, you're gonna start right away with 2 doses of everything. For the accelerated, you're going to start with just 1 of those in the morning. And you're going to take your time to really be clearing out the foods. And I'm going to mention what those are in a moment. And you're going to do that for 10 days where you just have it once a day. And then you're going to go deep into the 10-day immersion where you're going to have everything 3 times a day. Okay, so I'm going to speak to the food. And the intermittent fasting is, I actually don't usually do that one. So I'm going to ask Erica to share that one. I'm not sure which one, Erica, how does that one go?
The intermittent fasting is also a protocol that remains the same throughout the 30 days. And it is more telling you when to have your supplements and allowing you to eat in between taking your superfood. So you will start, again, like Leah said, with your super aminos in the morning, and then you're going to wait 2 hours and then have your shake, and then you're going to wait 2 hours and then start to have your first meal of the day. So effectively, you might not be eating until 10 or 12 in the morning, depending on when you rise and start your protocol. And you'll continue that throughout the day. And again, all of this step-by-step schedule and guidance is laid out in your guide, along with the person who shared this with you can help you with personalized support.
Thank you. So I'm just going to speak to the foods. And so for the foods, we want to eliminate or reduce as much as possible sugar, caffeine, alcohol, dairy, red meat, and processed foods. If you want to take it a step further, there are 3 different foods that are also can be inflammatory for people, which are wheat, corn, and soy. Some people also react to eggs. So just notice what feels right in your body and what creates some inflammatory responses. So if you want to really go on the full anti-inflammatory diet, I would also recommend really minimizing or eliminating wheat, corn, and soy. And trying not to have eggs for some period of time, at least for the middle 10 days, or for some period of time, to notice how does it feel when you reintroduce that. Because I've definitely worked with people who are like, oh, I think I have a reaction. Like, I don't think eggs work with my, like, feel good in my body anymore. So those are the elimination. And then what you want to bring in is a lot of fruits and vegetables. And if you want to really go into this more deeply, I recommend for the first half of your day to really focus on fruits. So like and these are watery fruits, not high sugar fruits. So like melons and berries and apples, and they will help to flush out any of the toxins that are starting to be released and really help with cellular regeneration. So it's up to you how where you want to go on the spectrum with food. It's really a choose your own adventure. So the intention of this is not to feel hungry, not to starve, not to feel like you're depleted. So if you start to feel really hungry, especially as a mama, you really want to, or a pregnant woman, you really want to make sure you're getting enough of the nutrition. So you want to have the super meal to have the protein. You want to have enough meals where, and you don't need to abide by any of the measurements that are in the lifestyle guide. Just eat to what feels good. But notice if you're reaching for food out of a place of habit or a place of true hunger. And that's one of the opportunities we have here, is to really become more conscious about our relationship with food, and how sometimes food can be an emotional coping mechanism, and really like ask our bodies, like, are you actually hungry? Like if you notice yourself reaching for something in a moment of some, emotional challenge, or just unconsciously reaching for things. So there's not, again, we're not going on a depletion. We're not starving. There's no fasting here at all. We eat the entire time. And if you are feeling hungry and you're like, I don't feel like I'm getting enough, make sure you eat more. And just introducing in your lifestyle guide, you'll see recommendations for which kinds of foods, and really just filling your food, your diet with these really more nutrient dense foods. So, and alkalizing foods. I'm going to pass it back over to Erica in case I missed anything within that you feel is important to share. And yeah, you can always reach out with questions to us or to the person who is supporting you.
That was a wonderful breakdown. Thank you, Leah. I have a couple tips that I might offer up as someone who's done this many times. One of the things that has really supported me is to get clear in understanding which schedule you're going to be using, and then utilize your phone to create like a little alarm or notification. I just like to set a chime to help me stay on track with the times that I'm supposed to be having my next supplement or my next flex food or lifestyle meal, because it is really important to not let too much time go by where maybe we're busy and we're doing a million things as we normally do as mothers, and we forget to feed ourselves. So you will have the most optimal experience and not feel extreme hunger and feel more satiated if you're making sure to keep filling your body every couple hours. So I recommend setting a schedule in your phone, giving yourself a chime, remembering what's my next thing? Okay, what am I doing now? And so you're really staying on track. That's going to help you feel the best possible way throughout this entire experience. And I had one more thing that was coming through to share. Let me think about it for a second. Well, I'll add it into our group. We will have a place where we can stay connected within our WhatsApp communication thread. So we'll be sharing announcements in there. Again, it's a place where we can stay more connected and ask questions or offer tips or guidance throughout the journey. Oh, I remember now. Okay. I find it is so like inspiring to eat fresh fruits and vegetables. If you do a grocery shop or a farmer's market shop or whatever you're using to source all your beautiful fresh foods, fill your kitchen with like beautiful piles of fresh fruits and vegetables, and know that it's going to be really inspiring to see those. And when, you know, that wave of hunger comes or that appetite comes, and those are the foods that are surrounding you visually, you're way more inclined to want to reach for them and prepare them. And it helps to have less of I'd say craving or inclination to reach for something that's not health supportive if those foods are not in your kitchen. So that's just a general guideline tip is, you know, weed out the things that you intentionally do not want to be eating out of your kitchen during this time, and put all the beautiful health supportive choices in front of you. And I have found as a mother of 5 that the moment I decide to do these 30-day transformations, and for example, I'll be preparing like a big salad or a plate of cucumbers slices or fruit slices, my kids come in and they want to eat everything that's on my plate too, because then it looks appealing and attractive. So I always prepare large servings of the fresh foods, knowing that whoever's around me is going to want to enjoy them with me. And it actually is a great time to realize that as we make these choices for ourselves, our whole family and friends surrounding us kind of naturally follow suit. So knowing that we're holding space for our journey, but we're also going to be inspiring this greater transformation around us. So that's what I wanted to offer. And thanks so much for being here with us today. And thank you, Leah.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Yes, it's amazing. I feel really grateful that my daughter has had this in her life for many, many years. And I actually my mother-in-law told me a story that they went and they ended up meeting somebody at lunch yesterday. And she said that Naya is my daughter's name, that she was telling the woman about the green drinks that she drinks and how delicious they are. And that she's 5. And she said, if you want to learn more about it and you want to buy some, I can give you my mom's phone number and she can sell you some. And it's like, just amazing because she loves it. And she does these little diagnoses with people. She likes to be doctor. And my friend told me, she said, she checked her heart and she said, you need Purium. So it's really amazing to share this with your children and have them really feel the benefits of it and love it from such an early age. So before we close for today, I want to bring on Leela, who's another one of our facilitators who was able to make it to this call. Many women, since it's a Sunday and it's in the middle of the day, weren't able to, but I want to introduce Leela, who is a dear, amazing woman and friend, to just come on and share what you're going to be sharing and a bit of your inspiration here.
Thank you, Leah and Erica, for holding this space. And I'm so, honored to be a part of this group and to get to co-facilitate. And I just wanted to add, because we were talking about our kids, I'm also a mother. I have 2 little ones, and my 6-year-old this morning asked if she could make breakfast, and she made a fruit salad and served it to everybody. And it was so heartwarming for me because yes, I have incorporated it into my family's life as well. And then I've seen a shift in what my kids crave and want in a very natural way without me having to, be the one to ask them to eat more fruits and vegetables. So I had to just echo that. And it was just a sweet moment for me. I am a fitness and movement teacher of many types, Pilates, yoga, and dance. And so I will be sharing my teachings during this 30-day or maybe longer time that we're together. So once a week, you'll be able to connect to your body. And for me, one of the things that I really like to emphasize about during this time when we're doing a transformation is we're pushing things out, like moving things, whether it's toxins or stagnation. And when we actually physically move our body, it just encourages more of that letting go. You know, they say our issues are in our tissues, and that really does tend to be the case. So when we connect to our breath and to our body, we're really just increasing that release of whatever we're, trying to, anything that's not serving us that we're trying to move out. I will have a bit of a focus on our pelvic floor strengthening, toning, and stretching, which is great for mothers, but also just every woman can use that. So I'm excited to share a little bit of that with you, and just my experience as a mama, and having done this myself for now the past 2 years, and seeing how it's completely transformed everything for me, how I show up in every aspect of my life. I'm really thrilled to be on this journey with you all. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Leela. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, for listening in and preparing yourself and saying yes to yourself for this time of self-care, replenishment, deep nourishment, and taking care of this incredible vessel that we've been given, and this, our emotional well-being as well, is all rooted in how we're doing on a cellular level. And we all look forward to getting to know you more throughout this journey. And I'm going to stop the recording and see if there's any questions. Thank of the people who are here live, and otherwise, blessings on your journey. We look forward to diving in with you more, and being here together as we step into the next phase of life, and who we are as women here on earth, and what we're bringing forward as the medicine for the world. Have a beautiful day. Hold on a second. Okay.